We're trying a new software, so. All right. Yay. So that's working. That's working. Yep, that's still working. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. Wish I could dual screen. Oh, I can though. Where is the other phone? Okay. Right. Hey y'all. There's a delay, so just trying to get things set up here and understand everything that's going on and get everybody going. Okay, so right back. Can I join my own live? Nope. Nope. Okay. Huh. Weird. Anyways. Do I have? I do. I think it says a different one, so I need to sign in. Shh, stop it. Yes, I know. Add another account. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything set up so that everybody can see. It's gonna take a hot second. Add account. And nope. Rabbit. Rabbit. No. There we go. I know when my fingernails are getting too long when when I can't type properly. Okay. Just letting some other folks join in too. So I'm just trying to get everything set up, and it's the weekend. And make sure that that's not in the way. Okay, so let's try that. Maybe that. Nope, that's not gonna do. Okay, so how about that? There we go. Now nobody's in the way. Okay. You're not gonna like my thumb because you're an old phone. No, I don't. No, stop it. No. Yes. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can do that. Maybe. There it goes. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Alrighty. I don't know where my little dinosaur went. I have a little dinosaur that holds stuff, and okay, so now I can go live on the clock app, and then everybody's collected. Okay, so I don't even have my machine on. That's not the right thing I want. There we go. Okay. You'll have to excuse me. My sinuses. I woke up clogged to the gills. So, So I sewed this live yesterday. Good morning, Cynthia. We're trying something new. I'm trying to use StreamYard so that the gram and the tubes and my computer, good Lord, sounds so loud. The gram and the tubes can have the same view and I don't have to worry about showing 1,000 things. But I sewed this live yesterday with Amber at the Crafty Recorder. I don't know anymore. My brain is broken. But this is the Catalina at 85%. It's got a shaker heart. So they move somewhat. Need to figure out how to put like a little balloon in there so that they can have more of a shaky. But it's at 85%. It's the Catalina from Aura Rosa. I absolutely adore it. I will say this is probably the perfect little like travel shaving kit. I think this would make a really, really good shaving kit. And I even use like the Pride dots. I'm going to auction this off towards the end of the month. I'm going to make the strap now real quick. I'm going to auction it off at the end of the month, and the proceeds for the bag are going to go to a charity. And I'm trying to decide which one. It's probably going to be the one that Mercury Stardust does every year for trans awareness. I want to make sure that it goes to a good charity. I might start doing once a month or every other month, just a charity to help out. Cynthia, y'all take care of me, man. Y'all make me feel so amazing. Oh, and during the live, something fantastic came in. Oh, I don't even have my music on yet. Look at the Kirby webbing. Oh, it's upside down. Boop. Look at that. My husband's like, it looks, if you turn it really quick, it looks like they're running. I'm like, yeah, I designed it that way. I designed it even more so that if you look right here, he's about to throw a strawberry at himself. This is going to be available on the website on Fat Rabbit Supplies. Let me get this clip back on. It'll be available in 3-yard, 6-yard, and 12-yard increments, and I love it. I love the cotton candy. I need to talk to Genevieve at Thunderbird. I think one of her, she needs to do one called Candy Shop. She does these amazing colorways and dyes fabrics. Thunderbird Farms, and I highly recommend it. It's amazing. Good morning, Amber. I hope you finally got some sleep. Oh, but I cannot wait. Can't wait to put that on the website. Oh, there's what I wanted. Okay, so first I'm going to real quick, because I've got the thread in the machine, I'm going to make a strap for this bag because I went and picked up my husband, and then my stomach was like food, and then I put food in my stomach, and then I passed out while we were watching a movie. Because my body's like, oh, yay, we're fed. And, you know, I fell asleep. Morning, Deborah. What's what called? The webbing? Did I wake you? I hope you woke them up. Who's still in bed? If you're still in bed, that's fine. I don't judge anybody that needs to sleep. And I kind of feel like we all need the sleep. Okay, let's see. 4, which makes that 30. I usually cut my straps to 60. I'm a big girl, so I'm always paranoid that somebody's gonna not want to buy a bag because they're a big person and can't fit a strap. So, and I've got a couple of customers who constantly buy from me because I make larger straps. So I'm not dying, I promise. I'm just apparently my coffee's trying to unalive me this morning. The little bears, yes, I love it. It's a cold sleeve, and coming up in the warmer months, this cup does like to sweat. I love this cup though; it's so pretty. So I got this sleeve. It's like neoprene, and your girl's trying to figure out how to like make a pattern out of this because I absolutely love these and would love to make more of them. But I really do love this cover. It's soft and it washes really well. They're in my Amazon store, this exact sleeve too, because I absolutely adore it. And that is, by the way, something that I brought up in the live is the fact that I do not put anything in my Amazon store if I have not purchased it and used it and liked it. It bothers me when people recommend stuff that they've never bought because it's a good deal, and that's great. I'm glad you're sharing a good deal, but I want to make sure that it's a good deal for a good product. Is that? Oh, good. I was worried. I haven't seen my neighbor's cat Siren in a few days, but he's across the street on top of their car washing himself, so yay, Siren's okay. I don't know if that's his name. I just call him that. Oh God, what did I do? Okay, good. And it's a 2-pack. It's like a 2-pack for like $8 of those sleeves. So I do recommend them. They're really nice. They wash really well. Hell, I haven't even used the other one. I just keep using the same one. I think the oats in my shake didn't get it. My smoothie didn't get blended up enough today. All right, so good morning, everybody. I have an idea for the Twilight Traveler, and you can blame Bo for this. It is all her fault. She inspired me not only to make a backpack, but I also got a couple of requests for an Ita bag. So I am going to cut out for the next live an Ita bag using the Twilight Traveler, and I'm also going to make it a backpack. So, these are Amber's fault. She sent me this really cute video for these glow strawberries, and though my nail tech, she did side-eye me a little bit. She's like, yeah, these are really you. So I cannot wait to make this backpack. I know it's going to be so cute. No phone, stop it, go away. One day I'm going to remember to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Because that was a challenge yesterday with the live. Because every time my phone went off, it kicked me out of StreamYard. What backpack? The Twilight Traveler. Bo, I do want to make that into a backpack. What am I doing? Am I doing this right? I guess I'm doing a square this time. Kind of sew in my little box. And a little bit of a skewed. It's a little wonky. Okay. So I will have that cut out for Wednesday's live. But yesterday's live just like drained me. It was awesome and so much fun. But it was, by the time I went to go pick up my husband, I was like manic level of over hyper. And my body was about to just be like, okay, we're not eating, so never mind. and I got something to eat. And then they're like, oh, good, shut it down. So nothing else was done. Absolutely nothing else was done yesterday. So today we are going to, I'm going to work on the wallets that I've got, and I will make sure I have something new cut out for Wednesday. This is really, really thin. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay. Let's see. Make sure. So for my straps, I've got my little piece that I put on the end for the slider. And then I've got like a 3-inch. Is this a 3-inch? This is a 3-inch piece. And then I had a mark on here, a silver mark that I was having trouble getting off. And so I couldn't quite get it to get completely off. So I just like stitched down the lines. And the cool thing is that it matches the quilting that I did on the bag. So it works out. I was not live, Cynthia, on the Clock app. It was just on the YouTubes. Keep aging myself now. It's all my husband's fault. It was on YouTube, but it is available, so you can check it out. Next time, now that I understand how the StreamYard works a little bit more, I should be able to do a little bit of everything. We shall see. I am only a techie so far in how much I can figure out. Here we go. Just a second. No, okay. I thought I heard a cat, though. I don't know how I would have heard him. He got out of his collar, and I forgot to put it back on. So, boy. Okay. So I put the double-sided tape on the actual scrap piece, the cover, so that it's a little bit easier to put on. Kelly, no, I keep an eye out for what I can find, because I know you want something more realistic when it comes to Grogu. So I just need to see what I can find that vinyl wise. Like, I think I still have some of the same left over. I wasn't sure if you wanted that again or if you wanted something different. And if you're looking for a different pattern as well. Oh, nope. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Last time I pressed the wrong button on here, it took me a week to figure out how to get everything back the way it was supposed to be. Okay. So I did show off a soldering iron technique for putting in rivets that works really well as long as you're careful. And I did find one that I'm trying out to see how I like it. Oh, yes, definitely. My grandpa used to tell me that it doesn't matter how old you are. If you stop learning that, if you stop wanting to learn new things, that's when, that's when you're done. So just always look to keep learning. That's all we can do. All right, so that is taken care of. Ta-da! So now it has a strap, and I'll be setting up the auction. Just gonna store that in there for now. But I'm trying out that webbing to see how I like it, and I'm not sold on it. It's a thin webbing, so I might end up redoing that strap. We're going to see how it goes. But it worked really well for like handles and stuff. Not handles, the strap connectors. You are just going to be a pain in the butt, aren't you, today? Well, fine. We'll try this end. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was using purple. So I have a total of 10 classic zip around wallets cut out. I will not do them all at once. I will not do that to myself. These are, no, just, I can't do it to myself. Oh, I learned a new trick yesterday with these cones. So just like I do with my bobbins, I pull the thread. There we go. So I pull the thread down towards the bottom, and then I tug it and turn a couple of times, and it tucks itself underneath there. So now this will not unwind. I'm going to have to take like 15 minutes and do that to all of my bobbins or all of my thread cones up there because, hang on. Sorry, I just noticed a little fluffy boy is missing. There he is. Okay. He's my little cone boy. He sits up with the cone. All right. So I'm not going to do all 10 wallets at once. I've got them cut out and prepped. So that's all I did at once. And that was with Knives Out and then Glass Onion playing. It took me 2 movies to get everything prepped for these wallets. And that's making sure that the interfacing was on, that I pre-fold the zipper bottom so that all I have to do is just put them together. I don't have to worry about doing that after I've sewn the zippers on. Yeah, you good? Okay. Sometimes with the rainbow thread, I have to adjust my tension, and it's just the rainbow thread. Like I have a lot of threads from Saya, but that's the only one that I sometimes have to adjust the tension a little bit. And I can tell when I'm putting a thread in, when I'm threading the machine, really, how the tension's going to be, because it'll kind of tug a little bit. So I think I have to loosen the tension on this one again. Come on, go, Tiberius. Are we going to be a sassy machine today, or is that what we're doing? There we go. All right. Come on. There we go. Oh my God, that's what's driving me nuts. I don't have any music going. Oh, well, have a good day at your picnic. Well, that'll be so much fun. I hope it's a nice day. It seems like it's going to be a nice day here. Okay. So at some point sewing yesterday, my wrist wanted to go out. So I've already taken some arthritis medicine this morning and put on some arthritis cream. And now I'm going to put on a glove. He just needed to be put on notice. He just wanted to be acknowledged. We all know Tiberius. He if he's not being seen, then something's wrong. Did I change? I did. Okay. There we go. Boop. All right. Let's say you did so well on that other thing. So, just a heads up, the Bitty bag, the Bitty Bug Pack, it is a mouthful. So would it BBP? The BBP is now out. So you can do this in so many styles. It's on Carolina Little Stitches. I have, listen, okay, so go buy the pattern. And as a friend, I am telling you, just cut out 10 of them. Buy the pattern and cut out 10. Because, yes, Carolina Little Stitches. Thank you. I'm going to end up putting that in my link tree. But just do yourself a favor. Just cut out 10. Because you're just going to keep making them. She asked her testers, just go ahead and make one. Here's the instructions. And we all went nuts. We all lost our bloody minds. I don't know if any of us made less than 10 of these. Because, like, this one's got the front pocket and the back ID pocket. Inside, you can fit a coin or your secrets. This one is what I call the production model. It's got the little straps and the ID pocket on the back, but it just has a nice front to show off a larger scale. Again, scraps. Scraps. This is literally the last of my scraps. So that has the pocket, my tag, and the little back ID pocket. This one's got the front little secret pocket. I'm going to call it my secrets pocket. I like that. So Amber, it's called the secrets pocket. That's the secrets pocket. And then it's got a back zipper pocket. They're so cute. They're so stupid. I made a shaker one because y'all know I have a problem. And it also has a little pocket on the back. This was the very first one I made, so it's got a smaller gusset. And then we've got this one with an applique on it. I put a little bit of piece of foam in there so that he's a little 3D-ish. See? He's a little squishy. And so this is how much of a scrap buster this is. I got panels from Backstitch that were glow in the dark. And this is just the scraps from it. This was literally a little, I want to say 4x9 scrap, something like that, or 5x9, something to that effect. And I was able to cut out a little bug and the gusset. So when I put it in the dark, it'll have that glow to it. The bug and the gusset will. Literally just scraps. It is the perfect. I even scrapped hardware where I found these split rings in my stash, and I was like, okay, great. I don't use these for anything else. Those are perfect. It is literally the greatest scrap buster I've ever worked with. It is, to me, a true scrap buster. So that is definitely going to be a thing. But as I said, you just, when you buy the pattern, just cut out 10 of them. Let's see. So I've already got one of the wallets done. It's a Goofy movie one. And inside is more Goofy movie fabric. Can't do it that much. I try not to open it all the way until the zipper is completely done, as you can see. Why is that so much fun? Okay, I'm going to stop because I think I will lose my existence in that. Okay, so let me see. I need to move this over here. That can go here. Are you? Yeah, you're fine. Okay, good. Don't think I need that. I'm going to put that there. Okay. So now let me see what I need. So I'm going to be doing 2 wallets. So I already have my insides done. For the last unicorn wallet, I went ahead and showed something with movies from the 80s. So this is a backstitch print. It is. It is a fidget gadget. Oh my goodness. It's a very expensive fidget gadget. This one I'm using for the Mothman. I figured it had those nice colors to it. Here is the main body so far. So there's the last unicorn. Still need to put the tag on and do. Usually I leave these, if I'm not able to do them that moment, they get left under something heavy. But yeah, so I've got my tag placement there. And then I've got everybody on that one. And then here is the adorable Mothman one. I love this one so much. The hack for this, they are all vinyl, Frida. I do not like doing fabric on the outside of wallets anymore because you touch them a lot and there's oils in your hands that can start to discolor them. So it does, especially lets me get away with stuff like this where there's a white background. And that's because when Liz got this printed, she forgot that it was that she got the transparent file. So I'm Liz. I'm the problem. But but they're so cute. I do like them actually with the white background because they pop a little bit more. The hack for this, by the way, is in Maggie's group. She lets you know the measurements. I do rectangles of those measurements, sew them together, and then trace everything out. This way it sits exactly where I want it to. That's those, which is going to be the next step anyways. I like to have myself like situated with these because once I'm situated, you'll see I'm just going to kind of like zoom. Why do I not have any music? It's so quiet in here. I can't do it. Okay. Okay, that's a little better. What times in the bag? Hi, Renee. Oh, the little pouches, Renee. These are the Bitty Bug Pack from Carolina Little Stitches. I'm going to have to put the link in my link tree for sure. Wow, everything is everywhere. Okay. So I've got the outsides. This is what I mean with the zipper pocket, because at the end, you fold up a certain measurement. So I just go ahead and do that as part of my prep work. So that way I do it on the lining as well. That way, all I'm doing is just sewing the zipper and sewing it together. I don't have to worry about stopping to do that. Okay, here we are. I think this is all of it. Come here, y'all. Now, this is just the mess for 2 of them. All right. So then I have my accordion pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those can be set in another pile. And then next I have my credit card sides, which I cut a little bit bigger than what she recommends or she has in the pattern. That's just a me thing. I like having a little bit of extra maneuverability. Maneuverability. Cindy, thank you. I love that. I love this vinyl of the Goofy movie. This one, the vinyl is from Cosmic Fabric Creations. And the, I'll just redo the zipper. It'll be fine. And the inside Goofy movie fabric is from Wonderground Fabrics, which I love their fabrics. Stay. Okay, and then I have my credit card. And as you can see, I have my credit card slots all folded and ready to go. All right, so first I have to do this. I need my double-sided tape. I need a pen. Madre de Dios, where did my pen go? Do I have one over here? Oh, okay. Where's my pink one? There you are. Gotcha. Whee. So pen. I need a ruler. And where is my tiny Cracker Jacks? Sorry if y'all are getting jostled. I'm looking for my marking piece. Could have sworn, I know I put it in a special place so it wouldn't get lost. Yet here we are. There it is. Ah. Can't blame the fairies for that. I know I put it in there. Okay. And do I have my tags? I did black. Oh, I've got a lot of extra hardware over here for some reason. Oh, I put it all in the... Okay. Look at me being prepared. Sort of, it looks like. That's okay. Okay, so I chose for the last unicorn, I chose this really pretty purple with black, with gunmetal teeth. And then for the Mothman, I chose the black. So first things we're going to do, because it is something that I tend to forget until I'm about to put the zipper on and I'm like, oh yeah, Cracker Jacks. Okay, first off, this is bothering me. Okay, make sure that everything still looks good. I'm very particular about how my corners look. I like everything to look like it's got a nice smooth, because remember, you're not turning anything out. So these corners, how they look is how they're going to look. So it's not a bad idea to take a moment and make sure that you've got everything pushed in where you want it. Plus, you need to make sure that everything's pushed in where you want it before you mark everything, because you don't want to mark the corner and then realize that you need to push in another piece because it's going to askew your marking line. All right. First things first, we do false stitches. I do 2 sets of false stitches so that it looks continuous. I'm going to start right here. There's markings for it. I just measure with my heart. I'm not back stitching here because I am going to back stitch when I connect my zipper. I do try to make sure that my false stitches start in the same spot. There we go. Now, I will say it didn't take me a long time to do the Goofy Movie one because it was one wallet. I know I'm already tracking in my head that I know this is going to take a little bit of time because I'm doing 2 at once. So it's going to take double the time it took me on the other. But that's why everything's prepared. Well, everything but one wallet. I didn't have inside fabric for the Has-Been ducks that I wanted to use. So that had to wait until I went to Joann's to get the stuff that I wanted. But I'm glad I waited and went ahead and got that fabric because it's going to match absolutely perfectly with it. Trish, I am working on classic zip around wallets. I'm doing 2 at once. This is part of my con prep for Dragon Con, that no matter how much I get done, I'm going to feel like it's not enough. But honestly, that's how I feel with every show. I never feel like I have enough stuff. And the closer we get to the convention, the more excited everybody gets and the more anxious I get, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready. At least this year, it's just Dragon Con. Last year, I had Indie Pop up in Indianapolis the weekend before Dragon Con, so I had to prep for 2 conventions at once. That did not do well for my anxiety at all. But right now I'm putting the false stitching. Come on. There we go. One more row. Got 2 on that side. Okay. So what the false stitching does is it just makes it look like you stitch all the way around the wallet. And that's all it is. You honestly, if you didn't do it, I don't think it would really matter too much. It's just an aesthetic thing. So see, like here, I have those 2 lines of stitching because I have 2 lines of stitching going around the top of the wallet. So with that, it just makes it look continuous. So I've got all my false stitches. Now I've got to pull them to the back because I did not back stitch on this. I love these tweezers. This is such a great tool to have because I can then pull 2 threads, if I can see them. I can pull both threads on each side at the same time. This is kind of why I don't backstitch on this, even though I know I'm an avid purveyor of the backstitch philosophy. For this, it's just easier pulling them back at the same time if I'm not having to fight with that locked stitch. All right, it's hard to see it. The vinyl shiny, so it's kind of difficult to see. Where did my tape go? Right behind me. There we go. This is a paper tape that I use. I get it currently from U-Haul because that's where my husband works. So when I go to pick him up, I can just let him know, hey, go ahead and buy a roll of tape. Madre de Dios. Go away. I really like this tape. It's waterproof and still sticks really, really well. Once the tape cures up. Go. So I'm just taking my threads. I'm not tying them off. And I'm going to tape them. I don't worry about tying off. That and my nails are pretty, but they are not good for thread tying. So I take the threads, I hold them down taut, and then I use a piece of the tape to the length. Because this tape is so wide, I can also kind of make it last a little bit longer by cutting it in half. Take the Lord will be mine. In your eyes. All right. And then real quick, I'm going to add my tag so I don't forget it. Get a couple of washers out. God, I need to tell Bruce next time I order tags that don't send me any washers. Just God, he always sends me so many washers just in case I need them. And now I'm at the point that I don't need new washers. Sorry. This is called a washer. There we go. Now you can see it. Here we go. Ooh, how many bobbins do I have filled? You'll be mine. I'm going to have to do a bobbin dump soon because I've only got 2 empty ones, which means I have a bucket full of bobbins over here. So what I'll do for a bobbin dump is I'll just make sure that I'm in a section of a pattern where you're not going to see the back stitches. Like, honestly, putting the zipper on is a good place to do bobbin dumps because you don't see that bobbin thread. Be mine, money, there's a look in your eyes. I almost did gold on here or nickel, but I thought but mainly I went off of what the color of, that did not do what I wanted it to do. There you are. I went off the color of the zipper. A lot of times that's what I do is I pick the zipper, unless I have some specialty hardware. Oh, Trish, zippers can be intimidating. Just about anything, with bag sewing can be intimidating. It's just a matter of getting practice in. I will say that I was very intimidated by this pattern, and I've done so many NCWs, like necessary clutch wallets. I've done so many of those things, but there was something about this that just really shook me to my core. And somebody asked me, they wanted one. I'm going to put a bigger piece of tape, actually. I'm putting a piece of tape over my name tag so that it doesn't catch anything. There we go. Let's see. Before I get that. But yes, this just shook me to my core. And a customer's like, I really want a Cinderella wallet with it. But I don't want the flap. I want something more secure. And I'm like, you know what? I bought this pattern like 4 years ago. Why is this pattern still not been made by me? All right, let's do it. And I did find that it wasn't as bad as my mind had created. My mind had created this awful situation. Now, I have changed some things on the construction of this, but not really much. Mostly I do a longer. Oh, there we go. Here we go. That'll be covered. That's fine. Mostly I have done a longer cut piece for the credit card slots, and I fold them slightly different. Not too bad. I also use different interfacing. So her instructions use craft text. I don't have any craft text. I've never worked with craft text, and for trying out a pattern, I really didn't want to wait. So I just used Decoville Heavy. And I like the Decoville Heavy. It fuses without glue. Oh my God, can I get a pin that actually works? Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I will have to use this one for now. Okay, so I don't have to glue it down because craft text is not that kind of stabilizer. It's not a fusible stabilizer. I have used both Decoville Heavy and Pellon 71. That doesn't have any glue on it. I have that for my other wallets. And I do like them both. I will say the Pellon gives it a little bit more of a squishy feel. So on here, I have marked the line that she has you mark. And then one of the best things that she has is this little template. You do not want to lose this little template. This is the third one I have printed out because I keep losing this little template. I haven't laminated this one, and the other two I lost were laminated, but have to go pull an engine. Oh, well, I have fun with pulling an engine, but yes, definitely take a look at the videos. Let's see. Okay. So what you do is you take this little template and you match it up with the lines. Match it up with your marked lines, and then you trace right around that corner. And what that does is you don't have to try to figure out how to mark that line so it's the right measurement. Casey, I am making the classic zip around wallet. Yeah, this definitely needs to get laminated. From Maggie 55 in my the Bayou is my link tree, and in the link tree is the link for today's pattern. I do try to remember to get that changed up so that y'all can just hit that button and easily get to it instead of having to search, especially when I call a designer the wrong freaking name. Because, by the way, the Twilight Traveler bag is not by Scroll in Lavender. It's Scroll in Turquoise. I don't know where I got lavender. Plexiglass in the sun and make a more permanent template. I do have a friendish who just bought or who has a laser cutter that I might be sweetly talking to them and being like, please, 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 please. Because this one's starting to get marked up already, which is not surprising. So now this one is ready for tape and zipper, but I'm going to put that aside for the moment, and get the next one prepped. I'm going to doing two at a time. You do want to find a rhythm that works for where you, what are steps, where is the ending step? Come on, you. There we go. So in this case, I have it to where I stop at putting the tape on and getting the zipper prepped for it. So I'm going to get this all taken care of, just like I got that one. So I'm going to get these threads pulled back, get the name tag on, and then get, I guess I'll just use that for the back of the tag. What the heck did you tear? And then move on to getting the zipper put on. Just making sure I'm catching all comments because I know it can be rough sometimes. Here we go. Okay, so once again, I'm going to take those threads, give them a little twist, and then put the longest part of the tape against the length of the, you know what I'm trying to say, the length of the threads. There it is. Because something you do want to remember is that you are going to be tucking your zipper against all of this. Okay, I need, that's nickel. There you are. I have to start a new collection bag for all my little Ziploc pouches. Any other questions y'all have? I mean, it can be about just about anything. The fun thing is you can ask a question. I can choose whether or not to answer it. All right. Mama Bella, yes, I am making the Cesar. I like saying it like that. The classic zip around. Yes, I'm actually making 2 at one time because I've got 9 to go and I want to get them done. But I'm trying to, what I've done for myself is not, oh, that's right. I'm going to do that. Is not do too many at once. Production sewing can be taxing. Oh, my nose is so itchy today. All right. Oh, I've got my false stitching. I've got all of those threads pulled back. Now it's time for the marking. Where are you at, pen? I use a regular ink pen because I'm marking on vinyl. And it's going to be... Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's going to be covered up anyways. You're not going to see it. And I do have a couple of Fat Rabbit orders I need to get out, but also the webbing arrived, so I will have carpet webbing orders going out. I'm going to, before I get everything like shipping wise packed, I'm going to pack the orders and I'm going to put an announcement in because I also got the carpet binding ribbon. So it's a soft gross grain ribbon that, is that it? Is that really all? It's a soft gross grain ribbon that you can use to bind, but you can also use it on the back of vinyls and that for straps. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I've got my marks. I feel like I'm yelling, I'm sorry. I'm going to put my tape right up against that line. That's what I forgot to do. Hang on. Shiza. Let go. I forgot to mark my corners, which once again, I will sing the praises of this zipper tool. Also, the best thing about this zipper tool is that it's the same length and size, the mini is, as the regular. So you can cut out the regular and use it for the mini and the regular size, and then have the mini one that it came with it as a backup. I say this because that's what this one is. I'm just marking my corners real quick. I'm going to have to run and get a packet of Trim Mix. I cannot believe I am hungry. Try to drown my hunger with some coffee first. That's a little better. Okay. Now I'm going to take my double-sided tape. I'm using 1/8. I believe she says if you use a 1/4 inch to have it go halfway across the line. It's been a while since I read the directions, so I'm going to go ahead and put tape on one and get the zipper taken care of on one of these, and then I'll go do the same on the other. And the reason I've come to that part to do that for my my steps is mainly because of these corners. See how it's kind of rippling? The tape's going to sit fine, but the paper is going to want to come off because it's not on, you know, because I'm curving the tape. She uses a lot of glue in the method that she uses when she makes it, when Sue makes these. And I just use tape in a lot of instances still, even where she uses glue. But that's mainly because of the fact that things like I used glue. I used actually a glue stick for the inside body. And then for this, here we go. For the interior, I spray basted this down to my fabric, and then I used a glue stick to push all of that down. So this is where I definitely used glue. The problem is I can't really use glue on here unless it's like a cement, and that means buying something new, and I don't want to do that. Tape works just fine for me. I think that was about where I wanted it. I think I kept my zipper a smidge longer than hers, but that's a me thing. I like having a long zipper to work with. So I'm singeing the ends, and I am using my thread zapper to do so. It does really well. When I hit the ends, it does really well. There we go. Can't seem to get this end to work for me. There we go. All right. I do 3 markings. Let me get that pen. There we go. I do a mid marking, which is what you definitely want. And then I do also one on each end. That is because there is no way by the end of this wallet, even if I'm making just one, I am going to remember how the zipper sits. So what I do is I just go to the very end of the zipper and I do a mark right across the teeth at the bottom. If you're doing a printed zipper, you want to do this method. I promise you, it is going to, Brina, I'm not really going to give that. I promised you I wouldn't give out measurements, but I will say I do probably an inch or 2 longer than what she has. And it's not really necessary. It's like I said, it's a me thing. It's a paranoid me thing because I'm going to be cutting off like half of each of these. And here we go. I don't know why this makes me happy. It's just, anyways, I'm going to be cutting like a good chunk of that off. So I didn't need to cut it that long, but it's mostly a security blanket. Yeah, Deborah, I think I would just literally sit and flap those little things all day if I could get away with it. Okay. So now comes the shudder around the world. I'm splitting the zipper. I do wish I had wings. laugh around. Oh, with the way I can barely walk down a hall, I'm sure I'd run into things all the time. There you are. Okay, so we are putting, so I have the wallet outside face down. I have my zipper face down. Yeah, I need to really 3D print some templates for myself. I have a marking that I did all the way across that helps me know where the middle is of my the body. So I'm lining up that midpoint. I'm going to hold my zipper taut by the teeth. Boop. Okay. So I'm creating that line. Now, I do pull this pretty tight around the corner. There we go. So you can see, let me see if I can do it. There we go. So I pull tight and then I push it onto matching where that line is. Where'd you go? There you are. And another, I love a tool that I can use for just about everything. Oh, well, if you get out of bed, at least you get some coffee in you too. I know. I've got mine right there. Okay, well, I'm trying to make sure. You really want to make sure you don't go over your line, because I know the thickness of my pen. I'm kind of going to the line. So fun time with the corners. These can be a little tough. So I pulled this down just a little bit more. Okay. And then I take a tool. In this case, it's going to be my nail because it's long enough. I'm going to push in the middle and push down to that line. And then you should have cat ears. Meow. And then you're going to take the kitty ears and you're just going to maneuver them to that line. And you're going to do your best not to create any wrinkles. If you do, pull it up and try again. This is not sewn down yet. This is not super glue. This is why I definitely recommend double-sided tape, because you can pull it up and move it. I'm just kind of maneuvering it around. And when it's done, if you want to see how it looks, just gently flip it over. Okay? Because you want to make sure that this is all even. And that'll show you whether or not you pulled too far in. What is deuce? Okay. All right. And then we do the same to the other side. Again, I'm pulling pretty taut. That's going to help you not have too much of the zipper tape in your corner there. As I said, I'm making sure to go up to that line because I know that line is slightly past. So when you use a ruler, so if you mark a 1/2 inch, if your pen is thick, it's going to create a thick line and it's going to be slightly bigger than 1 inch. Now, if you're doing that for everything, then that's fine. Oh, Thunderbird, thank you so much. I was just talking to them about your beautiful fabrics and the fact that I need you to do a candy store theme. I need cotton candy. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you are. Boop. The mighty verification. Mother Mercury. So I try to cut in batches, but I do my best not to sew in too big of a batch. I just did 12 modified Aries at once, and halfway through it, I thought I was going to end up in a corner eating a block of cheese. to appease my sanity. So, yeah, I don't recommend doing too many at once unless you enjoy the monotony of doing the same step over and over, which I just don't. It's just my impatience kicks in. I know that's what it is. So once again, I've got my corner. I'm going to go into the middle of it. And I'm pulling back to make sure that when I fold it over, it's going to that line. So I create my kitty ears. Meow. I feel like I have to meow every time I say kitty ears. Meow. All right. And then I'm going to start with one ear and start pushing them down. And it's going to create little other ears, and you just kind of have to maneuver it out. So yourself a straight jacket. No, why am I going to be making clothes? That really, I'll finish the straight jacket and live in it at that point. Telling you, man, I just sometimes you just want to be in a corner eating a block of cheese. All right. Okay, so I do like that. And then I'm going to flip it over real quick. Oh, that's going to look nice. Okay, and I do see you. I see where a little hump tried to pop up. So we're just going to press that down. Boop. You can put clips there if you want. Yes. So I use 1/8 inch tape. So it can go right up to my line. If you're using 1/4 inch tape, then you're going to want to put it halfway, the tape halfway over that line. Because otherwise you're going to be sewing through a lot of the tape. If your machine can handle it, go for it then. Oh, sorry. For once, that was not me staring into the void. All right. So I'm going to flip this over. I am going to clip my zipper just so that it doesn't go flopping around. You want to make sure that it's pulled taut and straight. There we go. That's going to help keep everything in place. And press that down again. Oh, thank you. Oh, Lord, my sinuses are kicking today for some reason. Oh, Lord. All right. And then we're going to do a 1/8 seam allowance where we start right in that hole where our false stitch is. Now, I do my false stitching stop about where the line is for where I've top stitched open the small piece. And then, because right there, I can hide a back stitch. My stitches are now locked in. I'm always happy to help folks get their Sojo back. The bitty bug pack from Carolina Stitches, that will definitely get your Sojo back. I wish I was joking because I tell people, go ahead and go buy the pattern and then do yourself a favor and just cut out 10 of them. You're going to do 10 because it is so fun. It is so quick. I think that's what really helps get Sojo back is not what we create. It's just kind of getting something done, you know, not being bogged down by a huge project. I do love a huge bag. I love a huge bag that has massive amounts of just pockets and everything everywhere. But there's just like, what? Sometimes you just want that gratification now. It's when you want, what are those things? Pizza rolls. So you become the monster that microwaves them. It's called the Bitty Bug Pack. It's a tiny scrap buster. It's from Carolina Little Stitches. It is a great way to get your Sojo back. I definitely can see that. It was such a fun pattern to to help her work through. And she put this pattern together, concept to publish in 2 weeks. But that is because her strikers were ravenous jerks. We just wanted to make the bag. It was so cute. We just wanted more. Here we go. So I pulled my threads back and then cinched them because I did a back stitch. And there we go. One side all set. I'm just checking to make sure that everything's sitting nice. Ta-da! Yes. Okay, I'm going to pull those over here. So I'm going to now take a quick moment before I even work on the other side, and I am going to pull back my zipper, tell my stomach to go back to sleep. It got breakfast. It was a pancake sausage on a stick. I can't really give it too much. Cassie, I love making those. Those little backpacks were so stinking cute. It's just so adorable. See, I use the salvage on here, so there's this white line. So I keep thinking that's the double-sided tape. Oh. So I keep trying to peel up the wrong thing. Here we are. I was so tired last night. We watched a movie, and I know I would have enjoyed it more, except I was just not able to focus on it. Oh, Deborah, yeah, definitely highly recommend the 1/8. It's perfect for zippers. It's really, really good for this pattern too. Now, I will tell you, if you feel that, like right now, it feels like my my marking is off. So the only thing I'm going to do with a long zipper like this, the middle isn't too big of a deal. Okay, that is good though. It's mostly if you have a printed zipper. But if your line isn't exactly in the middle, it's not going to be a big deal because you're still using the same midpoints. Oh, thank you, Adelita. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need to put that in my link tree because it is such a cute pattern. Okay, so once again, doing the straight top, pulling taunt. And I think in the pattern, she has you pull it loosely. I pull it tight because it just feels like it puts less tape in there in the middle. Make sure to get that. Okay. Feel loose. That should be fine. Okay. And I just kind of prep them both. You can easily just do one at a time. One complete side at a time. I just end up doing both. And then I clip that to this folded tape. That way it's out of the way. It's not flopping around, getting sewn when you don't want it sewn, because I've done that. Okay. So we're going to create our cat ears. I'm trying to see if I can get it to where you can. Is this the one I want? This is what. There we go. All right. I've never been good with figuring out mirrors. So again, I've got my little kitty ears now, and I'm going to create a new set of kitty ears, and then just keep maneuvering those ears. And I really like using this screwdriver because it's got the points, so I can kind of pull a little bit. So I usually aim for just a little bit before the line, and then I can pull it where I want it. Alrighty. Okay, so that's one side. And see, sometimes I don't have like the straightaway completely taped down so that I can maneuver a little bit more. On the last unicorn one, I'll probably just go full speed so I can get to the next step quickly. And so what I do sometimes is I'll put the point down in the middle of where there's a tiny hump. Maybe. There it is. And I'll just kind of wiggle it around. I see you trying to get past that line. There you are. All right. All right. I think we're good. Yep. Everything looks nice and even. It bothers me something fierce when I put the zipper on if the corners cinch in, because my first couple of wallets did that. So now I'm very aware of when the corners don't look just right to me. And that just means that I went past that line trying to get it all curved in, which is why I started putting the zipper tape in tighter. Sorry, I thought I heard something. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. Because see, so what can happen is you see how it's nice and even all the way around? That was not the case in the very beginning, because what happens is I would pull in too much here. So I discovered that when I pull the tape a little bit more taut, it put less material here for me to fight to get down. As you can see, there's puckering here, like little humps, but it's not under the stitches. So because it's not under the stitches, it's not going to show up here. Ta-da! That also might be one of my most beautiful zippers. So y'all are like my good luck charm. Even when I sit there and stare into the void and forget things like zipper pulls. Okay, so let me see if I can, there we go. I'm going to pull the threads back, but I'm not going to tie them off because I did back stitch. And you can't really even tell where it was back stitched at. If you look really closely, yeah, you can. But I hide it in other stitching, so it just looks like it's part of the stitching. Okay, just kind of keeping an eye on all the comments on my simulcast stories. Okay, and I'm going to cinch these threads, maybe without cinching my zipper. If you do, like go to burn your threads, especially right here, and you're using one of these, make sure you don't accidentally cinch other things. Okay, so I push my zipper pulls out, or my zipper pieces. There we go. I'm going to get my shaping block. With my, this is from Fat Rabbit Supplies. They come in They come in rainbow colors, so you can even have your name put on it. And then I use the rounded edge to start shaping it. And I'm just kind of shaping that so that it has a nice smooth rounded edge to it. I love this vinyl. I have to see if I can find any more. I think I did get it at Joann's, which makes me sad because I know that that means I won't be able to find it again. Madre! Oh, God, that hurt my nail. Give me a moment. Yep, nails are too long, I can tell. When I get them done again this week. I need to put up a poll. Ow, Madre de Dios, why? Okay, we're not going to do that anymore. What's the cinch thing you use? This, my heart, is this what you mean? This is a shaping block for this wallet. I do sell them. They're print on demand, so we print them when the sale comes in. Like I've got two. I've got to get on the printer today. There we go. Okay, so because that gives it a nice round. There we go. Nice rounded bottom, and especially with craft text. Because what the craft text wants to do is the pen. Look, this is a thread zapper. Technically, it's a candle lighter. Technically, it's a candle lighter. It is in my Amazon shop. This one that I use that I do approve of. I've had a couple that I got that I didn't like because they either died really quickly or when you zapped, it zapped a little bit too out there. But it is rechargeable. And it has little dots on here that tell you when or how much battery it still has. Oh, good. I still have 3 dots. Forgive me. That really pushed my nails weird. Oh, okay. So it also comes in a couple different colors, but I love mine. It's been something to get used to for sure because I'm used to reaching for my snips, but I do like sealing the thread off. Because it does mean if you have a thread that likes to unravel sometimes, then that should help alleviate that issue. All righty. Where are you at? Here we go. I already see you doing that. I'm just putting on my zipper pull. Okay, so I put my zipper pull on. I matched up my lines. I'm going to go up around that curve a little bit, take off those clips, put my shaping block in there. Come on, I know you go in a little bit further. Yeah, you definitely go in a little bit further. What are you caught on? There we go. Where are you? Part of my zipper wanted to already be tucked in for sleepy times. All right. And then I leave the block in. There we are. While I'm working on the insides, and it'll shape your wallet so nicely. And it does help a lot when you're putting in your lining bit because you have to fold up your lining so that it fits because your lining is a smidge shorter. But this just also, first of all, I love how the pattern's written. Normally I do insides first and then work to out. But I do this the way it's written because then we get a little bit of instant gratification. We get a peek at how the wallet's going to look. And we get kind of that feel of how our stabilizers are sitting, if the zipper is sitting properly. Like, see how it doesn't change width the whole way around? A little peaky there. That's on the sides. I know why that happened. But the first one I did, it did, can't do it in the, but this was pinched in because I pulled too much zipper tape into the corner. Trust your guide. I promise you, she has thought this through. Trust the guide. But look at how cute this looks already. Oh, love these little guys. You're so adorable. Most of my stuff is fandom related, so it's always nice to have some random things in there. But I guess it is kind of a fandom too. I guess cryptids are kind of a fandom. Never thought of that. Oh, that's empty. Thank you, Cynthia. And now on to the capybaras. Oh God, I love unsweet tea. Ooh, especially after all that sugar or all that sweetness in my coffee. The unsweet tea is just such a nice change of flavor. So just carefully going around. Like I said, I'm putting my tape up to the line. And when I put down the one on the curve, I'm making sure to push back down those little pieces. The capybaras, aren't they cute? Cynthia, do yourself a favor and look up baby capybaras. They look like rabbits with really, really long legs, and they are so stinking cute. And one day I will live in a state that will let me have a capybara as a pet. I will name him Mortimer. And when I am disappointed in him, which will probably be never, I will say, Mortimer James, why? Welcome to random moments in my head, by the way. This is the kind of thing that my husband gets privy to, is the outgoing thought process. Because it is so loud in my head that if I don't talk out loud, I don't hear it. It gets lost in the jumble. All right. So I've got my tape marked. So this is what I mean. The mark is right. Yeah, see, the mark is like right there. So I've got the tape up to it because I know up to the mark is actually where, up to the mark itself is the measurement. Over the mark is not, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's a very difficult thing to try to convey sometimes. All right. I did not cut my zipper. I might have done purple for both of my wallets, but I didn't have enough, even going with the measurements in the pattern. Like I say, I add like maybe an inch or two to mine. And that's the security blanket that I feel I need with zippers. Loren, I am making a classic zip around wallet. From the pattern is by Maggie 55. In the Bayou is my link tree that has today's pattern link so that you can just hit a button. There we go. All right, just like with my other zipper, I'm going to mark my middles. There we go. Like yesterday, I thought it was Saturday because I was live with Amber, the crafty reporter. then my husband worked and it felt like it was Saturday. And now I'm like, I don't know what day it is. Oversized crescent shaped sling bags. I don't, but that sounds like a fun bag to make. I bet the Luna could be made into a sling bag. Or I probably could just find a pattern. I've already made a pattern for another thing. I need to email her back. I've got to send out emails today. If I don't schedule email time, it's just not going to get done. All right. And we split the zipper. Come over here. I feel like the hard part of the pattern is here. Oh no, I don't want to do this side first. I don't know why. I always like to do the side that I feel like I'm not going to fight with the most first. So I always do my front piece. What in the world is playing? Oh God, it's green jelly. Okay, that explains it. Okay, so exterior face down. I'm going to take the middle of my zipper, go to the middle mark on my interfacing, and go ahead and press down the top. Make sure that's nice and even. There we go. We'll pull tight on my zipper tape. I'm actually going to clip it and then come back and press it down. I think I did find that was a little bit easier. There we go. Such a weird song. Okay. Oh, that is nice and tight. Good. Okay, we're going to make our kitty cat ears. Meow. And speaking of meows, my cats have been really quiet and I'm wondering. I accidentally stepped on Tiamat and I felt so bad. I mean, she's okay, but I wasn't happy that I stepped on her. She had a very dramatic, it was barely a step on her tail, and she had a very dramatic reaction. Like, it was mama drama llama. It was definitely one of my dramatic moments. And I was like, good God, because I was really worried the way she reacted. And Aaron's like, she's fine. You barely stepped on her tail. I'm like, that horrifying scream she did was because I stepped on the tip of her tail. He's like, yeah. I'm like, holy crow. He's like, well, you know, drama llama like his mama. I'm like her mama. I'm like, yeah, well, you're not wrong there. Because I can be dramatic. Be fair, sometimes I'm being dramatic because it's helping the pain, or at least helping. Like, I'm doing it in the most ridiculous manner, and it's not in a serious way. Like, when my cycle comes around, it is Shakespearean level of drama that I'm doing. Because he'll be like, how are you doing? I'm like, well, maybe when I stop bleeding so much that it just goes awful. It really does. But it kind of helps me deal with it a little bit, to the point that it's not a big deal. Because I'm like, well, if I'm not making an actual big deal out of it, is it really a big deal? Come on. I'm just taking my time going around those curves so that I have a nice curve top stitch. Such a weird song. There we go. Oops, didn't need to do that much, but okay. Those stitches are really, really locked in. Right. Yep. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think after doing about 50 of these already, I'm starting to get muscle memory on it. So pull my threads to the back. If you did not backstitch, you want to make sure you tie these off and pull. Actually, it's usually what I do. Is I just kind of pull this tape up a little bit. To the side, and then I just add those threads underneath it. Alrighty, there's that side. I'm going to pull our threads back. This one. Okay. All right. Where's the other half of my zipper? And get back there. I usually don't rip the tape off that fast because around the curves it likes to move, and I don't want it to do that. Okay, again, I'm going to pull tight, but like I did last time, I'm going to pull it all the way and clip it with a different clip, apparently. Really? Okay. So that it's nice and tight. Come on, you. Here we are. Yeah, see my tape kind of pulled up a little weird here, so now I've got to push it back some. I made one of these. I remember I made one of these with like a watercolor color outside because I wanted to see how well that would go. Oh, baby. And it did fine. It really did. I didn't like the feel of it too much, but that's because I do like the squishiness the vinyl has. Just has a more substantial texture to me. There we go. Sorry, I'm kind of fighting with this a little bit. But I do remember that I had to put a little bit of extra tape because the waterproof canvas wasn't, come on. There we go. The waterproof canvas wasn't really letting the tape stick to it as well. So the corners were a little tricky. Tricky. And see, yep. Okay. Definitely have to remember not to just whip that tape off. That's right. It's Saturday, so we've got the top 30 countdown. Two Princes from the Spin Doctors was number 19 in 1993. Don't know what it is. These are the lies. There we go. That's better. I see you over here. Yeah. So that is how we learn. Is we make mistakes and we see how things have to go to fix them. Because I pulled the tape off too fast around the corner, the tape went a little bit weird. So it's not wanting to stick as well in that place because it's, I see you. You don't really want to rush this process too much anyways. Because if it's wonky in that, it's going to be wonky. There's not much you're going to do after you sew this down except to pull it back up, pull the stitches back up and re-sew it. So it's something that you want to take your time on. Just because I'm doing it a little quickly doesn't mean that it's, the best for your process. I've also sewn quite a few of these now, so I get how I want the zipper to sit and all of that. Do I worry that something's not going to sell all the time? Like, I'm making this last unicorn wallet, and part of me is like, nobody's going to buy this. Nobody likes last unicorn the way I, love last unicorn, because I don't see a lot of, like, fan art and stuff about it. So when I get that kind of thought process in my head, I remember when I made a Spaceballs wallet. And I really did think nobody's going to buy this wallet. It's Spaceballs. Hi, Logan. I hope you're doing well in South Carolina. Was it South Carolina? I don't remember. It was one of them states down there. So I made this Spaceballs wallet, and I kept thinking to myself, it's never going to sell. Nobody's ever going to buy this wallet. And it's going to be with me forever. It didn't even last my first convention. Like, somebody stopped dead in their tracks and was like, oh my God, I need this wallet. I miss you too, honey. And it was just, it flabbergasted me because I'm like, I couldn't believe that somebody was so excited to see this wallet. And that's when I try to remember that moment so that I can remember the fact that everybody has a fandom that they love, that it's hard to find things. So when you find those things, of course, they're going to, lose their mind. I lose my mind every time I find something last unicorn because it's one of my favorites. This is top 5. This has never moved from top 5. Depending on the time of the day, it might move like down to 5, but it never goes below top 5. The music is fantastic. The story is so good. I hate how much I connect with my girl on this now. And I don't mean the unicorn. I mean that one. Molly Grew was just the best in this. And yeah. So it's like my top 5 is probably definitely Last Unicorn. Never Ending Story. Love that one. Legend is another one. I haven't seen that in a while. I need to watch that one. Hang on. I got to find another shaping block. That one's out. Got that one. Yeah, probably this one. I kept the prototypes. No phone. Excuse me. I kept all the prototypes that we did, and we did a lot of prototypes for this because I wanted to make sure that it worked well for the pattern. Now, again, I just start kind of working on each side to get that bottom rounded. You know, like a round bottom. Because some of them had too sharp of a corner. Some of them, this was too sharp. Like, see, that's not as round and soft of a circle as I like. It's just, I can work with them. I don't mind working with the prototypes, but I wasn't going to sell something that I didn't think was good enough. Where are you at? All right, stomach. I'll go get some freak. Oh, there you are. I was going to say, didn't I mark these? That one. So, fun story. My husband has to reprint my zipper jig because I took it out yesterday to get a new picture of it, just to have some backup photos just in case. By the way, something else I'm making sure is that when I put my zipper on, that's lining up. That the vinyl accent piece is lining up. See? So going straight across. Because if not, then I don't feel like the zipper's on right. So I took it outside to go out in the sun to get some new pictures, just in case somebody wanted, better lit pictures or something from the website. And I got a call, so I took the call, and I kind of forgot it was out there, and I ran over it. I went to go pick up my husband. Or when we went to go get some dinner, some ice cream, because I wanted ice cream. Yeah. See, that's why I don't like this one. You see how it's kind of poking that zipper out? Like it's stressing it out. Hang on, I've got better prototypes. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Yeah. This might end up being used for something else, so I just need to remember that. Because see, like this one, the way it printed, it's all wobbly, but it was for an order. Storm, yes, I do have a YouTube. It's also in my link tree in the bio. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's so much better. Ooh, there we go. That's a proper block. Like, I could have sent that one out, but it's wobbly. It's got some marring on it. It did not print well enough, but that's okay because that just means I use it as one of my blocks. I've got a couple that were made for folks, and I'm going to see if they want to buy them at a very discounted price, as like a C grade or B grade. Oh God, this feels so nice. Look at it. So there we go with my girl Molly Schmendrick over here. This has some of my favorite quotes on it. I might need to fiddle with that design a little bit more. Okay, there we go. All right, but again, we've got a nice even zipper. God, that makes me so happy. Oh, love it. Okay, so we're going to set these aside. What time is it? It's almost 10. Not too bad. So we've got a little instant gratification there with those. I'm just going to kind of stick though there. Morning, Sheila. All are welcome. Oh, Queen, I'm so glad that you like yours. Yours was so much fun to make. So much. Hang on, I need trail mix. All right. Bam. And for the folks that have joined us, you can get the preview of the Kirby webbing. You spin it, they look like they're running. I'm so happy with this webbing. It's so cute. That should be on the site soon. All right. Oh, those are hazelnuts in there. I'm glad those are just my tape cutting ones. Good Lord. I could not open up a package of these to save my life. Here we go. And I have my little tiny friend here. Who will hold my snacks. Okay. Now we're going to work on the card slots. There's the word I wanted. Okay. I don't really need these clips because I glued the sides as I was folding them. I'm going to put those there for the moment. Alrighty. I'll find my halfway point. Sorry about that. Get a piece of chalk because I've got a couple here that won't like the marking pen. So I mark one side and then I turn it around and mark the other so that I've got a perfect center. The chalk I use, I actually get from Amazon. It's in my shop front. And I get this pack. So they've got different colors that I can work with. Where'd you open up? There you go. There we go. You're pretty. Sometimes the case I get for them is like, it doesn't want to close too well, but the chalk itself works nicely. I was really sad because I had this old chunk of Taylor's chalk for the longest time. And Taylor's chalk, like old school Taylor's chalk, has a waxiness to it that actually you can iron off the chalk. Oop, not going to need that anymore. Maybe I will actually. I was thinking I wouldn't need the chalk for this one, but I might. You know what? Let's just go ahead and use it. Where'd you go? Mother of God. There we go. Rivers run to the sea. You getting over me. And if y'all haven't been here before, I put on a 90s station, so it gives me like all the different songs. There we go. Yeah, that works. And actually, the nice thing is it's giving me the perfect lines to do. Instead of just one straight line up, I can do 2 lines. And that way it has a little bit more stability without back stitching a bunch of times. But my morning is doing well. I haven't injured myself. I remembered to wear my glove after injuring myself yesterday. Sometimes working with tiny bags starts to hurt my wrist because you have to really crunch your hands. And I did a Catalina from Ora Rosa at like 85%. So it's a wee little bag. So, I mean, I remember to take my medication and I have a snack now. So I think my morning's going really well. I hope yours is going really well too. And the 90 station's been on point. Right now it's playing the top 30 from 1993. So, I mean, right before I came on live, it was playing Gin and Juice. So I really never know what it's going to play. So I've got my card slots underneath with the back slip pocket pulled up. Oop. I'm going to sew up them, keeping them stationed. And I'm going to sew over the first line that I made. All the way up. I go right past the fold. And then come back down. Speaking of, they're playing Paperboy now. So, again, I never really know what they're going to play. And then right back down. I like doing the 2 lines of stitching because it just really gives it a nice stability without the back stitching everywhere. And I'm starting my stitching there we go. Not at the end of my fabric, but right under that bottom pocket. go. There's one. Now see, I started right here and then went up. Now my machine does not like uninterfaced fabrics. It does not. That's the other reason that I don't do that, because it's going to pull at it. There's something about the way I didn't cut them as long as I think I wanted to cut them. So I feel like it's shortened, but that's because I don't, I have fiddled with this to make it the way I want it, and her instructions are not bad. I just don't like how the cards sit with her measurements. So if you have the NCW, that's the measurements I use to measure out the pockets. And that's just because I like having that space properly in my mind. That it is my method. It is not worse or better than hers. And it works out well either way. And I'm just chain stitching these together right now. Where's my glue? I'm going to need to get my glue stick here in a moment. Now, I have done one of these wallets with a thicker, with a waterproof cotton canvas. I'll answer that later. And I really think it was a disservice to the wallet. I highly recommend you keep your materials inside the wallet as thin as you can, because things are getting layered. It also helps. It will also help when you're hide. Come here. No. There we go. Hey, let mommy get rid of this, please. There we go. We have a Charlie visiting. But if you do this on a domestic, you can, because the interfacing is out of the seams, so it keeps those nice and light. Oh, the lighter? It should be in the storefront. Come on. Where are you at? There you are. Boop. Need to set up bookmarks. All right. Lists. Come on. Or you could do that, Jeff. That works as well, too. That's my wish list. That's not the one we want. Okay. I did just also in my list, in the recommendation list, put the heat press that I use, that I absolutely adore. Because I will say I have added this thing like 4 or 5 times, and it keeps getting kicked out for some reason. Because you are correct. Again, it is not in there. Why does it do that? All right. And we will put it in right now. It lets me have a little like a trail mix break. Damn it. Really? There you are. I just started using it, so it's not that long ago. Here we are. It's even on sale now. Ooh, they've even got one for $5. They've got a black one that's only $5. Hang on, I will get that in the list. Don't walk away, boy. Okay, so it should now be in the list, and I'm also going to I'm going to throw it in Fat Rabbit supplies too. I just added it. It wasn't in there for some reason. But I did just get that added in. And I added it in with the black one because the black one's on sale for $5 right now. Okay. Boop. All right. So if you haven't grabbed it, it's a good time to grab the black one. Loom. And she can loom under that if she wants to as well. I don't judge. Mm. Okay, there we go. Okay, just making sure everything's set up. So, not lose none of y'all. Are you happy there, mister? You have to make sure everybody sees you, huh? He's laying right. No, that is mommy's snack. You leave mommy's snack alone, oh man. He's laying right on top of it. Okay. There's one that says Rock'em Sock'em Shape'em. That's not for you. That's the one you want. If you have a 3D printer, the Printem one is one that you can purchase to print your own. I might adjust that so that it's a little bit. Hear you. Pain in the butt, you know that? And my adorable pain in the butt. Come on, you. There we go. Where are you at? We can just put that anywhere that works. Okay. One. There we go. So I'm just using kind of like a baby wipe to remove the chalk. Baby wipes are for, sensitive skins and stuff like that. So it doesn't mar up the fabric. Oh, I guess I can turn you back. I mean, not that some of y'all aren't here for Charlie Watch. Huh? You here for Charlie Watch? I think some of them are here for you. Okay. With the baby wipes, I just let them dry out, and then I use them when I'm cleaning stuff with, like cleaning off marking pen and that, because then it's nice and dry, and it's still a really good usable thing. Oh, if he helped me so? I don't know if he knows how to help me so. Most of the time I have to sit there and move his foot with my pinky so that it's out of the way of the sewing needle and that. But I do make sure that he never is in danger. He is my son. He is my precious, precious son. He's my precious pain in the back. He likes his muzzle rubbed. Yes, you do. All right. Okay. Oh, that's just some threads. Okay. Ow. Try that again. So now, I do have to trim this down though, because it's supposed to be a certain size. So I just use my little Dollar Tree cutting board. No. Hang on, I'm trying to find a good ruler for this. No, there we are. This 8.5 by 8 ruler that Lauren sells is just the best ruler for wallets. Okay, when you trim down your card slots, you want to trim from the bottom of the card slot, not from the slip pocket. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, I have to adjust because, there you are. I did a different length. So it still needs to be fixed a little bit. Boop. There's one. Cut something, I reward myself. There's two. Oh, no problem, Deborah. Thank you. And I always appreciate when y'all buy through the Amazon storefront because it does get a commission to me. But I don't just put anything. I do want you to know I don't just put anything in that storefront. I have a couple of things coming that I'm still trying out before I put into the storefront. Like yesterday on the live to do the rivets through webbing, I used a soldering iron that I snagged off of my husband. It was a very inexpensive one and is definitely one I don't recommend because it has no heat control. And it smoked like the dickens after I did the first one. I will say, though, I liked using it. He's being a good sweetie. We'll see how well he does when I start sewing under. There are times that he gives me full-on capybara energy. He just don't care. I can sew stuff over him and he'll just sit there. And then there are some days when he's like, nope, I ain't doing this today. Okay. Alrighty. Now we need our side pieces. Ooh. Costume on your costume notebook. What costumes are you creating? I do appreciate that, Deborah. A lot. Okay. All right. Yep. Now, I did cut my pieces longer than this on some of them, but it's still good to have your card slots at the measurement they need to be. My security blanket is overcutting, to be honest. All it takes is me one time making a mistake for me to not want to ever make it again. It's the weirdest thing. Oh my God, Jen, that's awesome. I took ballet when I was younger. I did not like my teacher. She refused to understand that my hips don't bend that way. That was not a long teacher, but I do love the ballet. It's so gorgeous. I've seen some really cool hip hop ballet that I'm just like, yes. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I come for you? What you gonna do? So right now I'm marking my seam because it's a seam allowance of 3/8 on these. So I want to make sure that I get that done right. Otherwise it's going to stick weird. Mary, I'm working on classic zip around wallets. I'm doing 2 right now. Oh, 2 twos. I made my own petticoat once. I got nothing but high respect for y'all that work with tulle and don't hurt people with it. Because by the time I was done gathering all that tulle, I just wanted to sit in a corner with a block of cheese. I actually still have it. In fact, if I fix the waistband, I can still wear it. I have a really cute poodle skirt that I made that was Pinkie Pie from My Little Ponies themed. Nice. I love when we connect like this. I love when I drop my trail mix. What you doing, buddy? Did you find some birds to watch? Like, seriously, you're staring intently at something down there. Must be a squirrel. This neighborhood is lousy with squirrels everywhere. Okay. There we go. I like using the longer clips. These I need to also put in the storefront because I do like these. I love the thought of getting rainbow ones, but I lose them so much. It's just, ugh. Let's put them right sides. There we go. I actually even like it longer, like these strips a little bit longer. They make folding it under afterwards a little bit easier. And you can always trim it. Oh God, we're on number 9 already for the countdown. So if you wanted to know, number 9 in 1993 for the top 30 was Rod Stewart's Have I Told You Lately? My husband's a Rod Stewart fan. That sounds like that helps you a lot. Oh, that was kind of a burnt nut. That was slightly unpleasant. Oh, here you are. Okay. So I'm pinning the pieces to the sides. Yeah. Want to lay down? You done staring intently at what? Oh, no, you just had to move. Okay. I didn't actually pin the line that I needed it. There we go. Okay, so it's those two. Put that one there, put that one here. I love these little tapes from Backstitch. Because I've been moving over to doing vinyl for pretty much all of the exteriors of my bags. I've been doing more waterproof canvas inside because it's more durable and it's a little bit more friendly to accidents. So it's easier to clean. The problem with doing these changes, though, is that I have a lot of fabric that I'm not going to use. I'm going to have to look up Mr. Johnson. It sounds familiar. But I have all this fabric, so having a pattern that really is just more fabric friendly than waterproof friendly is definitely a good idea. So yeah, I do need to do a D-stash. I really do, because that up there, that's all fabric right there, and that's too deep back and further over this way. This bookcase or this shelving thing is one from, I believe I got it at Sound. It's like a garage shelving case. But it's so hard because the very moment you decide to sell it and you get rid of it, you're going to get a project that you're going to be like, oh, wait, I don't have the perfect thing anymore. It only takes one time for a hoarder to be right that they needed something for it to never, ever, ever be let go again. It's both funny and sad because that's what I deal with a lot. Because every 6 months I purge a room. Actually, every other month now because we've accumulated stuff. If I don't remember or have not used something in 6 months, it's supposed to go. There's some fabrics up there I've had for like 3 or 4 years. Because I can't sew as fast as I can collect fabric. As much as I try. Alrighty. I'm actually going to pull my stitch length down because I'm sewing with cotton here. And it's not a top stitch. And it'll help my machine to not eat up the uninterfaced cotton that I have here. Your butt's going to be in the way there, mister. I mean, Binky, I feel you. My husband somehow convinced me. So, okay, I did a costume for my mom and dad. They were going to be going to a Halloween costume party. There we go. And she wanted just like a medieval royal dress, and my dad wanted just a plain cloak thing that he could wear over his tux. Okay. Well, I found this beautiful faux fur, fun fur, whatever you want to call it, fun fur, my ass. I found a nice size remnant, and it was definitely enough to do the bottom edges of my dad's cloak to kind of give it that royal feel. And I made my mom a small stole, and I had some left over. Here comes my husband, the idea guy, who has since learned his lesson after this, and said, wouldn't it be funny if you made a purse out of that? Hey, mister, thank you, because your tail's in the way. How about you come give me a kiss? I said, give me a kiss. Thank you. And you can go. Thank you, sir. Anyway, so Aaron says, it would be funny if you made a fur bag with this. So I made a fur bag. I did a Brooklyn with this stuff. I had to give it a haircut and a shave along the zipper so the zipper wouldn't keep getting caught in the fur. I was finding fur months later when we moved. It was just everywhere. I felt like I was breathing it. And that bag did not sell for like 3 years. Somebody was finally like, oh, I think that bag is so funny. I'm like, you want to trade something for it? I can just trade for it? I'm like, yes, please. You can trade for it. I will be just fine. What do you got? So I traded it for, I think, a really cute shirt and a dress. Like, she was so happy to have this bag. I'm like, good, it's yours. Here, please take it away. I can't stand looking at it anymore. And after the trade, he was like, so, what do you think about doing a Muppet purse? I said, I think you need to stop before we get divorced. I know he was joking, but now I kind of want to make a Muppet purse, but that's because I'm a glutton for punishment. Now, don't get me wrong. That fur bag was hilarious. It really was. And I'm really sad that it didn't sell, because I think it would have made him feel so good to have this random idea sell. But at the same time, I just don't know what to do with you. So now if he comes up with something ridiculous and he was like, oh, it'd be a funny joke, all I do is look at him dead in the windows of his soul and I go, fur purse. And he goes, oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like, yeah, okay. I love you, but you're making it hard to love you right now. Alrighty. Okay, that side. It looked like the purple just like melded in with the marking on here, and it didn't look like it. I did that side. I was like, how did I skip one? This side. And yeah, I will need to get the iron out. Dang it. I really need to get a wool mat to put over here so I can iron when I'm on live, but for now, just deal. I'm just going to take all these clips off. Actually, before I do that, really? You had to unravel? What's the freaking? Oh, that's right. Okay. I feel like every time I get things cleaned up, I have to start again I turn around and I have to clean things. Hi, Cindy. Sorry, I just saw you over there. Just kind of in my own little world sometimes. Here we go. I'm just separating these out. There we go. Getting my clips put up so that I don't have them sitting around. Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to trim off these sides. No! You can hear him meowing out there. He wants outside. In the summer, I don't let them outside because I have to keep the door open to the porch so that they can get back in. You know, to go to the bathroom or get some water or food or whatever, or just, be back inside. The problem is that it's hot now. I really don't want to be warm. I do not like being warm. So that means he can't be outside. And the door to the porch, unfortunately, or fortunately, is glass. Or else I would find one of those little like cat doors to put. But there's just no way to let him outside without having that door open. And I'm not air conditioning the world. I'm not going to try. In the winter, oh yeah, the moment I wake up, I go out there. I start my coffee. I open up the front door and put down his little cat hammock. And then I open up the back door so they can go outside. And they will spend most of their day out there. He just loves being out there. I even put a cat bed out there. And I don't mind because it's cold. And I like the cold. I'm just going to start finger pressing these open. But I am going to use the iron to press these open because then I have to press them down too and figure out how I'm going to do the fold. So the pattern has it to where everything's nice and level, and then you fold over a certain amount and you put that together. Some of mine are going to be an interesting fold. Because this is why I write things down and not depend on my memory. Okay, stay there. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Where are you, Iron Horse? There you are. Okay. So I'll just do it with that little guy, with my drink, and there we go. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, doggone it. There you are. I hit the controller. Okay, so that's good. A little awkward, but it'll be fine. So, have your pieces. Just make sure everything gets steamed nicely. If you're using an iron and using steam near your machine, make sure that when you put your iron down, that it's facing away from your machine. These do not really, steam is not their friend. I'm going to kind of make sure to do that. All right, then I fold this over. Because there's not a lot of top stitching involved in these. And I actually don't mind that. Like, I did not top stitch any of the pockets. However, I have found because of the interfacing, it's not that big of a deal if you don't top stitch it. You can. You certainly can. But that saves me a little bit of extra time. Alrighty, here we go. So I fold over. There's a certain measurement that you're supposed to fold over. I just make sure that when I put my interfacing on, that it's at that measurement so I can just fold it over the interfacing. Oh no! That's inconvenient. Must be sensitive. So see, so pretty much I just fold it over, right over that interfacing. The interfacing I use is 809 for this. I like the paper texture. It's always such a nice thing for card slots. So I fold that down, and then I'm just going to fold over to make it even. Again, there are measurements. There we go. Oh, okay, right there. That should work. Uh-oh. Did my phone just die? Shit. I didn't have it plugged in. Well, poop. Hang on, y'all. Technical difficulties. Apparently, I didn't have my phone plugged in. Yep, I did not have my phone plugged in. Oh, my Lord. Irony board keeps wanting to fall off. Okay. That's what it should look like. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Let's see if I might glue stick. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can get TikTok back up. Come on. Resume. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay. Oops. No, actually, most of the time, yeah, it is the puzzle piece. But no, this time it was because somebody forgot to plug in her phone. So I have that folded up. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of glue stick on it just so that it stays. I love these glue sticks. It just makes everything easier. And the fabric really responds well nicely to glue sticks. These I want to say these I got at Target like ages ago. But I'm going to look on Amazon and see if there's ones that I like as well. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's just mainly to kind of keep it from shifting on me. And then I set it nicely and bam, we have a card slot. Oh, where's the other one? If anything decides to stay where I put it today, I will be hilariously surprised. All right, so I steam my sides. I'm going to have to probably put this back on the heat. Yeah. Okay, let me get that back on the heat. Find my glue stick. This is a disappearing purple glue stick as well. That's another reason why I like it so much, is if I get distracted by something and it's still purple, then I know it'll be fine. All right. Yeah, but what I was saying with the top stitching is the more you iron it, the more you get those creases to stay, and you don't quite miss the top stitching. Nope, where are you going? That should be, yes. Oh, I figured out my fold line. Okay. And it's okay if the back is a little bit shorter than the front, because you're going to be top stitching that down anyways. Oh, lovely. So happy. Okay. So yeah, I like really pushing down the sides and getting those nice and flattened. You can top stitch down the sides if you want. It's really not a big deal. Let's see. Revan, Cindy, can you see me? Some of the comments I'm getting, I'm sorry, are on the clock app. So I have simultaneously, I'm on everything. I'm on the clock app, the tubes, and the Instagram. Just putting those in front of everything now. It's my husband's fault. Oh, drink. Okay. Okay. If you use the heat, that can set it as well. I can hardly think I lose all control. It comes over me. Oh, that's going to be a little shorter than I think I want. That's fine. Okay, so this is a good example. This one's going to be a little bit shorter in the back, to the point that I think it might stop it from, sorry about that, from actually catching it. Because I do want to make sure that it does catch it. So I'm going to fold this up. Okay. So as you can see, it's shorter, like quite a bit. So I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of the top slot opening, at least. It's like maybe 1/8 of an inch, but it'll be fine. Can't explain what your love gives to me. And I'm just going to re-steam that, hold. Get out of there. If I don't close the dresser drawer just right, Tiamat will start pulling stuff out so she can get her fat little butt in there. Because she wants to be inside a drawer for some reason. Yeah, see, so now I've got like that itty bitty bit that will be caught in it, and I didn't really lose much on the top. It just repressed it. Look at these. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, last one. That's my drink. Okay. Need to put more water in my iron soon. Definitely need it for the accordions. Where are you at? There you are. Yeah, I figured I could try to find some I've got fabric and all of these others, but I really love the movie The Last Unicorn, and that's what I was kind of pushing for it. So I wanted to use something that kind of matched that feeling. And for me, that was the movie fabric. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, Cindy, we'll look at that. So you're saying that the block couldn't go with the zipper? When you get a chance, measure your block and measure your wallet and send me the measurements. So that I can make sure that everything printed right. And if not, I'll probably just have you send me back the block and I'll send you a new one. There you go. Yep, that'll do. That will do, movies. That will do. In fact, that's hilarious, by the way, because the one I'm using in the Little Mermaid, the Last Unicorn, was for your order, but like I said, it got wonky, and there we go. It's not pulling up the zipper, so we'll have to double check on yours. Okay, now I have that one done. So we're going to move this carefully without grabbing anything weird like charging cords. That over there. Okay. Let's do that one first since it's right there. Okay. So now that we have these set up, we need some clips. Make sure that your pins are up. I'm also going to take a heat erasing marker. I'm going to find where my middle mark is, and I'm going to transfer that up onto the very top and bring it down just a little bit. And that's going to actually be a two-fold mark because it's going to let me see where the middle is for placing my card slots, but as well as placing it on the wallet itself. I'll put that there for right now. So then, where are you at? Again, the measurement for it is in the pattern, but I do put the middle of my ruler right on that mark. And then I line up that mark in between, making sure those are going the right way. In between that, but then I do make sure that the sides are lining up properly. Oh, nice. This one's okay. Trying to decide if that's where I want them because it feels a little low. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit different. I think mine came out a smidge bigger. Okay, so yeah, mine's a little bit bigger. That's fine. I can adjust. Because otherwise it's going to sit weird. There. Is that better? It feels better. Okay. I'm going to clip it and see how I feel about it because I'm going to fold it up. I'll mark the other one. Wow, I got suddenly just hit like with exhaustion. I don't know what it is. Woo. Okay. Okay, there we go. That feels like that sits nicely. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm clipping them down for the moment. And then I'm going to fold this in half, matching up my midpoints to make sure that, first of all, those midpoints are the same. But then I'm looking to see if my card slots are sitting the same, which they are. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down one side at 1/8 of an inch. Then I'm going to go across the bottom and then back up. I'm not going anywhere near this side where the connection is. Woo, that's going. Somebody's going to get blasted with color when they open this one. It's awesome. So because my pieces are too long, which they're going to be even with her measurements, I just run my fingers along the edge of the wallet itself so that I can use that as my, where are you at? As my guideline. There we are. Hear them moving. Remember, where you're stitching is not a complete straight stitch. There is that little curve in the middle of the wallet. I'm going to go back over there. Okay, now we're going to do that to the other side. What time is it? Okay, we're doing pretty good. Now this will be another one of the times when I am going to, ow, that's my nail. Well, the good news is I didn't sew into it this time. I just tried to sew over my nail. But it's okay, thankfully. This will be one of the times when I finish things off camera. And that's because I really need to get these wallets done. So one of the first times I did this wallet, I thought I knew better already. So I didn't trim stuff and I interfaced things, and I found that I really did myself a disservice by not following the interfacing instructions on this one. And that's because you really want like these sections to be as thin as possible. Because you're building up a lot right here, because we still have to put the accordion pieces on it. So it's definitely something you don't want to interface. And you want to keep where you dim interface out of the scene. Like I even kind of curve my scissors down and under where the body is. That's for twofold. I want to kind of cut away a little bit extra here to help with the bulk. But I want to see if those are big enough for my zip tabs. I also don't want to accidentally cut the lining. That's the way it looks. Like I said, I'm just making sure that I'm not accidentally cutting my. Okay, good. And I do save my sides. This goes into a little box that is for stuffing crochet stuffies when I make them. And then I'm saving these because there's a chance they might be big enough for my zip tabs, because I don't think I cut any yet. But there is our card slots. I know it's really hard to see them here. Actually, the way the videos lay, it means that you can see. Did I put that one upside down? Yeah, that's funny. No. There we go. Puzzle piece. Anywho, so now we're going to do that on the side. Okay, I'm going to measure my pieces. Yep, okay. And those are the same size. Yep, okay. So these are also a little bit taller than the others, so I do have to kind of maneuver that. You don't want to go overboard with that. You really want to keep it within that measurement, because otherwise it's going to interfere with the zipper. We don't want that. Oh, wait. Where's my chalk at? There it is. Okay. Marking my centers. Because that's going to also help with when I put in. Let's do this one on the side. Okay. Make sure your ruler is nice and even across the top. Oh. Oh. Okay, there we go. All right, flip over. Measure out. I have an idea to do a double zipper one, but I haven't had time to bring it to fruition. I've like drawn it out. I've made some notes. Messages up. Yeah. Okay. Stop it. I need to add that on then. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so after my live, I'll have lunch, and then it's answer all the emails. Maybe get to sew some more today. Here come a lion. It's so confused. All right. Ooh, I saw that. Had a little flame start up. I don't know. Oops. Okay, come on, you. Let's go. Are you starting to run out there, Bobbin? I heard a weird noise, huh? There we go. I heard you. What you doing there, friend? Curling a little bit, but not enough for it to be that close to running out. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Thank you, Cindy. I'll, like I said, I'll look at that so that we can figure this out. Because I know you were one of the first rounds. But I don't see why that would be an issue because, like I said, there's about 15 of these things over here that were just not, they just didn't feel right in the wallet. And my ever patient husband understood that I was just trying to figure out how to get these to work right. I want to say Alrighty, so that's our second one. Here it's got a slip pocket and then cord slots all over the place. All right, those feel nice. Ooh, a little en vogue. Alrighty, now we got these. So in the instructions, I do know that she says that you're doing a fat 3/8, I believe it is. It's either a fat 3/8 or a fat 1/4. A scant 3/8, fat 1/4. So pretty much what you're doing is you're going just a little bit above your stabilizer. Okay. Let's see what my measurement is that I'm using. Yeah, it's a scant 3/8. It's pretty much what I'm using. I'm going to go down to a smaller stitch length because, again, my machine does not like uninterfaced fabrics. Most industrials, most walking foot machines do not. It's just because they're made for thicker fabrics, I guess. Thinner fabrics also don't like thick needles, which I use a 19, so it's going to bother me. There we go. You get very far. There we go. Now the thing is you want to make sure you're getting as close as you can with those measurements, and that is because this is what's going to hold your pocket. I have adjusted the measurements on the pocket because I use a 1/4 inch with my zipper. So I want to make sure that it fits properly and that I don't have to cut off anything. Alrighty. Sorry, I wanted to turn back on the iron. I almost said oven. And get a drink while I was over there. Gotta hydrate to sew straight. Oh, where are you going? There you go. You say no way. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Okay, so that's all the tops. We're going to find, I have actually found out. So you're supposed to put the interfacing on the side, on one of the side that you don't cut off, you don't trim off a piece. I have found that that doesn't really quite matter. As long as the interfacing's there, it's going to be fine. And I use 809. I use 809 on all of my interfacing for the inside of the wallet. It's got this real good paper texture that really just helps a lot with stability. Okay, so now we're going to go on the bottoms, do the same thing. Because it's a thin fabric, I do lift up my needle and kind of start a little bit inside. So what I'll do is I'll lift my needle and I'll put it like right here, backstitch, and then go over. I do that because of the fact that, you know, let's see, there we go. So right here, backstitch, and come back down. I do that because it's a thin material. If I don't, it's going to just eat up. Even having a nice lead in and having the thread not start there. Does that go weird? A little weird. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so an 18 on your 1181 and on the cylinder arm. God, I am so jealous you have a cylinder arm. It is true jelly. You can almost make, I'm so jelly you can make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with it. Whoop, catching fire. It's good. I do want a cylinder arm machine just for certain things like finishing off binding or some of these drop-in lining bags that just, I love a drop-in sometimes, but it's such a pain in the butt other times. All right. Making sure the iron's set. I will have to fill more water probably before I press these, but all I'm going to go through is trim the corners. Not that close though next time. I'm trimming the inside corners only because you don't really need to. You can trim down the seam allowance on this. That's fine. But it works just as well without it because it's not going to be in a seam per se. So it's fine. You trim down the seam, no big deal. Trim them seams. You do you, boo. All right. See how we're doing is it's not too bad. And imagine if you were doing just one of these. These things fly through. Once you get used to the instructions, you just kind of go. All right, so I'm going to turn these all out. I'm not worried about the corners just yet. I'm going to do those all at the same time, so I don't have to keep putting the tool down. I once did 10 NCWs at once, and I will never do that many NCWs at once again. My hands were straight up claws by the end of it because turning out the wallets and shaping them really, it just murdered my hands. I had to take a full day off the next day. So it was like, okay, well, I could have just done a few at a time and not lost a day of work, and it would have been about the same amount of time. And while, yes, I got to quote unquote take a day off, I was not really taking a day off because in my mind, I was taking an injured day off. I could not open my hands any bigger than this. That's also when I discovered that I need to make sure that my arthritis in my hands does not flare up like that ever again. It was awful. Okay. Try this way, see if that's a little bit easier for me. Okay. Oh. I am here. Where's my little cup? Oh no, I can't pour this. Oh, there you are. Oh, thank goodness. Woo. Because this is my jug of distilled water. Yep. And pouring this into the tiny hole in my iron does not work very well. So I'm very glad my iron came with a little pour jug. So pour spout. Okay. Oh, goodness, I've got cracked. I dropped the iron in a move, so part of it's cracked. Thankfully, not too badly. I'll pour that in. Hopefully, I remember. Okay. I'll let that get situated. Because there it goes. Okay, so I've got a little turning tool here. I've actually broken part of the tip off. So when that happened, I just made sure to sand it down a little bit. Goodness. There we go. Okay. I either trimmed too close or my lead in was too much on that one. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I think these are going nicely. Oh no. Oh gosh, Cindy. That's a lot to work with. I've seen some pillows that do help with the hernia, and I do recommend. I have these gloves in my shop. These have been really, really nice. Is this the one? I need to find the other one. But what I actually do is I'll wear the set like this, and then the next time I wear it, I'll switch the gloves to the different hand, and it seems to actually help a lot. Just really need to find the other one. I just knew today that I needed to wear at least this one because my wrist was really, really bad yesterday. Thankfully, I have a sweet, sweet husband who rubbed my hands a bit with some. I have also a machine that helps too, a hand massager. Some pressure and heat. I had back surgery, let's see, 2011. I'd have to look at my Facebook memories. It's the only way I keep track of things. But yeah, so about 13 years ago, actually. Yeah, I do. I love compression gloves. They help a lot with when I crochet. But yeah, they had to fuse and add discs. They had to add a piece into my back, so I'm technically a cyborg. A little bit. I'm a little cyborgish. But that was interesting because I went a couple of years without being able to walk more than like 10-15 minutes at a time. And not long after that, I went on a trip to Washington, D.C., and I have to say that I was near tears being able to walk around the Mall of America and not be in pain. You don't realize it's better now. I'm a lot better. But I will say there are times if my back hurts that I am absolutely terrified that my back's getting messed up again, because when you're in pain, constant pain, and then it's taken away, you have this underlying fear of it coming back. L4-5 compression. Oh gosh, yes. So Cindy, you know what I'm talking about. Compression surgery is, and it's crazy expensive. They went in with little robots, and mine was like 80 grand without insurance. So it's a lot. So if you have a pain, no matter what age you are, look into it. Like don't internet it if you can help it. But just take care of yourself. I mean, I'm also diabetic. My husband, both I are diabetic, and he's really starting to see that if there's an injury, like I have a couple scratches on my hands that have been there for months, but ones on my legs have been gone for a good time, like a good time. That one, because a certain kitty cat got spooked. I got one on my stomach right here too, because his claw went right through my shirt. Ooh, look at how nice those are pressed. Let me move this out the way now. Should be the last time I need that stay. Okay. Oh, hang on. I want to put this in there. So, tad bit of water left. Yes. I found my dinosaur. Hey, I found my dinosaur. I've been looking for this. There we go. I found my little dinosaur. All right. So once again, we're going to do one at a time on each of these steps. So you should have two sides, because one side you took a certain amount off that she had you put in there, take off. So you should have two going the same way, and then another two going the same way. So you're going to have that where you can see the piece. I'm going to turn those upside down. And we are going to mark a measurement that's in the pattern. Yeah, I thankfully ended up with a friend with a lawyer who was like, yeah, we're going to make sure you don't have to worry about that. But it did hit my credit hard on that one. So we're going to mark a line. Actually, this will be a perfect place for me to show you what I was talking about earlier with going up to the line or going over the line. Okay, so I've got my line. Now that line is a certain measurement, but if I go over the line, it's more than that measurement. And depending on how thick it is, it almost adds an extra 1/8 of an inch. So that's what I mean, that you want to be careful. So when I use this line, I need to remember that I'm going to the inside of this line, not the outside of it. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Where's my glue stick? Glue stick. There you go. All right. So now we've got those. Now we need our insides. So, let's see. Okay. I'm just seeing, because this is like the second time I've used glue stick for this part. Usually I use just like sorry, like a tacky glue, but this takes longer to at least set up, and I'm not patient for that anymore. Especially, it's a little bit better when I'm doing multiples of these. So I put glue stick on, some glue on that. This would have been helpful if I'd only done one. Pretty much what you're doing is going right up to that line, and it's going to cover that cut that you did. Okay, so you have them lined up with your pocket, or with your credit cards. That's what I meant to say. Pushing them down. So you should have the curve, the top curve should go like that. Okay. Let me get some clips. So normally you do that on both sides, and then you let that glue dry, and then you put glue here and fold it over. So that's actually what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put it real heavy on this edge where I know that it's going to get covered. There we go. You want to make sure that whatever you're doing on the top, you're doing on the bottom, because these are the two that are going to connect. So I put that thick layer mainly to also kind of keep any fraying. Right here at the bottom is where you really want to pull nice and tight. And I say that because you want it to go into that curve a bit. Let's see what that is. Not the same. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So I put the glue on, and then I put the clips on nice and tight. Because you want this, you don't want this to be thick here, because that's also somewhere that could interfere with the zipper. And right there. Okay, there we go. Because I want to make sure that this stays nice and tight. So see. And what I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to do the other wallet. And that way, once I get that wallet done, this should be dry. I'm just going to put this on here nice and thick. And I'm going to line those up. Push that down. And then I'm going to put a nice thick line there. Again, the main reason I'm going nice, you wouldn't have to really do glue if you didn't want to. It just helps everything stay. And it also helps close up anything that could fray, like where you trimmed down your card slots. That's going to be, exposed to the elements. It could start to fray. So by putting that glue down, you're just sealing it really nicely. Because see, that's all like not folded over or anything. So by doing this, putting glue on your pieces, it does help a lot. I think the glue stick's a little bit easier to do for this part too. But again, you can use liquid glue if you want. You can use tape. I don't think I'd recommend tape. I don't think it would be quite necessary. Okay. Oop. That one broke apparently. One of the most challenging parts is this bottom curve, and then keeping this top piece from poking out too much. That's why I put the clip on, like really put it in there. Because even if it dents it a little bit, it'll be fine. Okay, so that's what we have. So while this sits, we're going to do the other one. Okay. Lots of clips. Did I mark these? I did not mark these yet. So sometimes I forget to mark them, and it's not the biggest deal in the world after you've done a few, but I'm trying to show y'all good habits, and this is a good habit. Marking your stuff the way the pattern says is a good habit and a good way to get the results that you really want. Come on, you. Do. There we go. I really do try to keep a habit of doing a pattern the way it's written the first time. But I will admit that as of late, there has been a couple of patterns that I was like, oh, I know exactly what they're doing. I mean, y'all have seen me stare into the void on a couple of them too. Yeah. Sometimes I fussy cut these, by the way, so that they have like certain things on them and I want them to be seen. Like this one's got Lost Boys and Back to the Future on it. So those are some of my favorites. I like made sure that that one was cut with as many movies as possible. And the same for that one. So if I did fussy cut, I do try to remember where I fussy cutted something. Okay, so I've got those pieces. Things I said to you. Put pressure. And she has you put them all on at once. So I'm going to do that here. And just because you see me do something different, that does not mean that that's going to be the best way for you. There is going to be a time when you're going to be like, Liz, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing that way? And that's perfectly fine. Shoot, I think that sometimes too. Like, well, Liz, what the hell are you doing? What do you think? Why do you think this is going to work out? Like my brain is like, what is wrong with you? But my heart's like, wee. If you ever get a chance to look it up, the Awkward Yeti does this adorable cartoon. Like they draw comics with the heart and the mind. And the heart, I feel the heart so much. Because he's always there, the brain's like, what are you doing? I don't know, wee. It just cracks me up. All right. Nice and thick. Okay. Sometimes I use the liquid glue on these, on at least this bottom part, the first step, because I really want to be able to tug at it hard and it not come up. But I think the glue stick is working out nicely. This will be the second time I've used glue stick. The first time was on the Goofy wallet. So, and I will say sometimes it's scary to do something a little bit different because you're like, well, that might work, but you're like, but this is already working well enough. If something's working well enough, that's fine. But what if it could work better? And there's a chance that you do it and you're like, well, that was a train wreck. And that is also fine because now you know. As long as you come out of any failure with a lesson learned, it really wasn't a failure. It was just something that didn't work. Sup, friend? Sorry, someone's just kind of like holing up a little bit. Walking on I kind of hope that somebody buys this Last Unicorn wallet and they're like, oh man, I love this movie. And then they open it up and it's just a wave of nostalgia of like, oh my God, I forgot about that one. And oh my Lord, yeah, Willow was great, type thing. I really do. I always hope that people open up a wallet and see the nod, the wink, the smile that I do with some of them. Like I've done one that's Attack on Titans, and I put potato fabric in there. And I had a couple of people who either hadn't met Sasha or never watched the anime, and they're like, that's a little weird. And then I would know Titan fans when they'd open it up and just start laughing because they know what the potato fabric is for. Still haven't finished that series. They did one of my characters dirty, and yeah, I'm like, okay. So see, it's dry. I know I could pull this if I wanted to, but it's kind of like a nice basting of it. If you're ever going to stop for the day or something, try to stop when you're putting glue on something, to put the glue on and then stop, because then at least your glue has a chance to baste overnight. Cure. Okay, there we go. So what I'm doing is I am really pulling on this so that I can get a nice tweet. I want it to be nice and tight, and I'm doing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I think it's a different seam allowance, but I like the 1/4. It's not a big deal. So I backstitch really well at the top and the bottom. At the bottom, I lift my needle and I go to my next one on that side, and I make sure that I'm pulling real good there. Again, that I want it to be nice and tight. I also want to change my stitch leaf. What you can do is sometimes I don't cut them like super, super short, but I cut them short enough that I can just pull them through. There we go. Okay, so on my jump thread, right there. So all I do is I go into the middle. Come on. There we go. And I clip them. Then I use the back jump thread. I don't clip the back jump thread. I just use it as best I can to pull up those loops. Come on, you. Oh. Is it noon? It is indeed noon. Sorry. Come on. Might have backstitched. Never let you go once I get my hands on you. There we go. Okay. So it pulls that through, and I don't cut this part of the jump thread because you're not going to see it anyways, and that'll keep it stationed from going anywhere. Why in the world did I think this one was shaggy? Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, so that's one side. Let's get this other side done. Let you go once I get my hands on you. Let you go. Same way too. There we go. All right. So what we have now is the insides. Oh, thanks, Sheila. I love my 90s music. So that's what it'll do on the inside. And that will get connected in a few moments. Now we're going to connect these. Oh, so yeah, you can really see that there's not much of a bump there. The little the better your wallet's going to fit is the better that you can get this to almost to nothing. Like it's not even a nail height on that side. Yeah, see? So it barely adds anything to that, and that's what you want. Hey, Latoya. Thank you for joining. I'm working on classic zip around wallets. I'm attaching the accordion sides. Come on, I know you can do better than that. There we go. Okay, I'm pulling nice and tight. I'm even pulling so tight that it's lifting this up. So when it lifts this up, it'll put the foot will push it back down and will tighten that. The glue sticks I'm using, I believe they're washable because they're. Let me see. They do indeed say they are washable. My main thing is I make sure that they're photos. They're safe for photos. If your glue stick's safe for photos, then it'll be safe for fabric. I really get my hands in there when I'm using them on the body, but I hate how the glue feels on my hands. So this time when I went to go do all of them, I wore a glove, just a plastic glove on my hand, and then pushed at it so that it wouldn't be on my hands. It was the best thing I've ever done in my life for my psyche, because oh my god, after one, my hand is usually coated in the glue because I really pushed down on it. So I didn't want to imagine how 10 was going to feel. In fact, I technically still have one more because I didn't do the Has Been Ducks one. I didn't get that prepared because I didn't have it cut out because I didn't have the fabric I wanted for it. I really wanted to do rubber ducks, but it felt like it was going to be way too much like yellows. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I think they're coming out real nice. So I'm very happy with them so far. Let me see if I can get my... but so for the ducks, I see that you didn't. What did you do? So it looks like a piece up on top didn't quite catch. It will get caught in the final. In its final form, it'll get caught there. So, but I'm just using I'm using some glue to kind of set it down so that when I do put this in, it'll set properly. Making sure that didn't happen on the other ones. It did not. Awesome. But putting on that glove was amazing. I don't like when my hands are sticky. Like as a kid, I ate pretty much everything with a knife and fork. If I could get away with only doing a knife and fork, then I did. It did infuriate my father. I don't know why. I really don't. It was like it didn't matter to you. Why do you care? Your daughter's weird. Just get done with it. Want your number? No, I don't want to give you mine. No, you know we're no none of your time. I'm just putting a little bit of glue. I say a little bit of glue, but I am like streaking this stuff on these strings here just to kind of keep them from moving around. Oop, come on. Did I get it? There we go. Okay. A little more. I keep touching the glue. There we go. Yeah. Stop touching it. Oh, I'll just put you right there. All right. Okay, what time is it? I don't know. Where's my clock at? It is 5 past noon. All right. Sadly, I must adjourn. I have got to get some food. Take a bio break. I'm going to end up finishing these off camera, but next Wednesday, let me get my planner. So I write this down. Next Wednesday's live will be. Put that in. All right. So next Wednesday's live, I am going to cut out a Twilight Traveler by Scroll and Turquoise. Good Lord, me. Traveler. But it's going to be modified into a backpack Eda bag. I hope. We shall see how cutting that out goes and how my thought process is able to work. But I really do want to do that for the live. And we'll go back to continuous sews again, where I'll finish the bag on camera the next live I do. Y'all seem to like that, so that's perfectly fine with me. It's a nice break from my production stuff. So, but you get to see. Ta-da. So stinking cute. So stinking cute. Yeah, I think this one has. Let me show you how the shaping block helps too. So when you open it up, it doesn't go back flat, see? And this will make it easier. Yeah, Cindy, that one's, this was the one that messed up because you can see that it's all like wonky and wavy and just not great. But it's great for me to use. Go away, phone. It's great for me to use for when they don't work, I just keep them. And that means that I don't have to print one for myself. I think we've also smoothed the corners since then. So that might be it too. Yeah, so I'll look at that for you, Cindy, just to make sure. Because, yeah, this was the one that was made for you. And I'll have to look and see if it's the same dimensions. I wonder if because I tell him this is the exact measurements, and then he fiddles with it, and I'm like, don't fiddle with it. Just let it be. But I am going to let these stay in their form, final form, so that Wow, okay. Zipper's a little off here, but that's fine. It's not printed, but I would like to know why it got that far off. So let's see. Let's see if maybe I'm just pulling weird. That might also be it. There we go. Okay, that works. Well, Jan, I hope that goes well. I'm excited to see some ballet stuff. All right, folks. I hope y'all have a good one. I will see you Wednesday. Same bunny time, same bunny channel. Let me see how I do this because holy crow, there's a lot going on over here. All right, so I'm going to go here to StreamYard and click end stream. So goodbye to the Grams. Sure. I'll deal with you later. All right, and goodbye to the tubes of the U.